welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Warm-up number 19 is on the screen. Get started, please. By now, we should be experts at these three. Also, once you're done with the warm-up, come get, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 graph papers. So make sure once you're done with the warm-up, get at least 3 or 4 graph papers. Because we're moving on today. Let's go. We got this, hot Geo. All right. All right, before I go over the warm-up, turn to your neighbor, show them what you got for that warm-up so I can start calling on people. Today's all you. Check with your neighbor what they got. All right, we good? All right, let's see. Who haven't we called on in a while? What do you think, Carlos? Who haven't we called on in a while? Jacob, number 1. Can you give us the inequality for that compound inequality? The whole thing. Give me the whole thing. Solution set of x such that, hands if you got that. Looks about right. Now, think about the interval notation for that one. And we're going to pass it to someone. Pass someone. Who? All right. Bracket. Uh-huh. Parentheses. All right, pretty good. Thank you very much. All right, inverse. Check with neighbor what they got for the inverse, and Autumn's going to pass someone. Inverse for that one. All right, pass someone. Carlos. Yeah, I just want the answer. X plus, what'd you say? 1.5. All right, let's double check. So y equals 1/2 x minus 3. From there we do plus 3 plus 3. Y plus 3 equals 1/2 x. To get rid of the 1/2, we multiply times the reciprocal, which is 2 over 1 or just 2. So we're left with x on this side. The other side is 2y plus 6. Exchange the variables. So we should have had 2x plus 6 equals y. Or in other words, 2x plus 6 equals f inverse x. Hands if you got that by yourself. In fraction form? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yes, no, maybe so, yeah? Did you catch your mistake, Carlos? Okay. Number 3, I need an equation for that function. Tell your neighbor what it is. And since Carlos gave us the last answer, Carlos, pass to someone. Miguel, equation, y equals negative 1/3 x minus 5. Let's double check. Negative 5, if I put another point, 1 step down and 3 steps to the right. So yeah, that is correct. Let's go, Miguel. Remind me of me in kindergarten. Let's go. All right, make sure you send that in. Copy the agenda, please. Warm-up number 19 done. We're still in the middle of transforming functions. Tonight's home play, only one problem. You're like, what? Oh, yeah, I got you. Is that good or what? All right. Once again, you do need 3 graph papers at least, maybe 4, so you can take them for your home play. Once again, warm-up 19 done. Transformation of functions, one problem. Copy this code to access the home plate. C6AGS. C6AGS.
Like, take a picture from my, and it, like, or like, I don't know, if it, and it says, like, for Canvas to submit a photo. Yeah. That's what I was trying to do. That's my command. It says, like, I need to allow it in my settings.
Yes. And the previous home play was that one. Tonight's home play looks like this. At least 3. All right. And you can write down the objective at the bottom left of one of those graph papers, the little ones. You don't have to get a new note. Oh, my goodness, Slice. A new paper ready, because we're going to be graphing a lot. I'll give you guys some time. Go. All right, y'all ready? All right, here we go. I can transform a function using different parameters. I can transform a function using different parameters. By now, we know that we are on functions. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. And by now, we should be experts at functions. Is that correct? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to write me an example of a function and an example or a non-example of a function on your screen. So do that right now, please. Write me an example of a function and an example of a non-example of a function. Do that right now. Now, really quick, before you finish off your example, talk it over to your neighbor really quick and remind them what would be an example. What would be your example and what would be your non-example as you're writing it down. All right. Pass it to, who hasn't participated in about, well, how about Julian? Julian, why is the one on right not an example? Three and 1 is different from 3 and 2. That is correct. Thank you. Let's move on. So you have those notes. We know what parameters are. We said parameter is a number that transforms a function into another function, yes? From there we went and we said we're going from y equals to f of x equals, so then we focus now on f of x because we're in the middle of functions. From there we did this one, we graphed it, and we said that the parameter 5 for the green one moved it up 5 steps. The parameter for the red one moved it down 2 steps from the original f of x. Is that correct? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. And then we did one of these where the green one we moved it, the red one we moved it. So just to recap, look at that one on your screen. Graph needs a green one for that. Do that right now, please, on the screen. You don't have to do it on paper. Just do it on the screen. 30 seconds. Okay, here we go. Look up to the screen. And I'm going to go over this one more time because I did see a couple of you making a mistake. So just to make sure we got it. So the parameter for this one, we said this one we label f of x. The parameter for this one tells us -5, which means we're going to move it, what? 5 steps down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what did you label that one? G of x. Hands if you got something like that. All right. So now we go to the next one. Look at that one. And graph that one on the screen, please. Go. 30 seconds. So let me show you what I see. Look up to the screen. Look at that one. And it says here +6 outside of the parentheses, which means all 4 points move up 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how many of you got it. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Okay. Whoa. All right. Well, looks like the majority. Okay, let's move on. And we said that K, that's what it did. It goes up if it's positive, or it goes down if it's what? Negative. Okay, and that's our parameter. So then we moved on to this one. Is that correct? And then we filled it out, and we said now the parameter is inside of the parentheses. You got our values, and the green one, we said it moved 5 steps to the right. But look at it. What did we see inside the parentheses? X minus 5, 5 steps to the right, which means the one in red moved how many steps to the left? 4 steps. So far, so good, yes? All right. So with that said, look at that one. This is f of x. I want you to graph that on your screen. Here it goes. Do that right now. You got 30 seconds. 2. So I said, graph this on your screen. Now, the first thing that I want you to check is to see if the number is inside of the parentheses. Is the number inside of the parentheses? Yes, which means this is going to move it either left or right. You're saying, how do you know, Mr. Q? Well, look at the previous one. The previous one, the number was where? Outside of the parentheses, and that moved it down. However, when the number is inside of the parentheses, this is going to move it to the right 2 steps. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this is my new g of x. Once again, what is the key concept that we're listening, or to make sure we check that the number is inside? That's what moves it to the right or to the left. If this is a negative, stays negative there with the number, it moves it to the right. To the right. All right. Look at this next one. Before you do anything, talk it over to your neighbor. Let them know, is that number inside or outside, and where are we going to move f of x? Talk it over to your neighbor. All right, so now graph it on your screen. I want to see what you did. All right, let's see how we did. Here goes the first one. And it looks like they moved it, let me see, this point they moved it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. Yep, yep, yep. Whoa. What? Yep, yep. What? Yep. All right, not bad, not bad. Some of you need to straighten up your lines. My goodness. All right, not bad, not bad. There it is. Okay, we got it, right? So from 1 to 5, I'll come to you with H and K so far. 1 to 5, how are we at? Got some 3s, 4s, 5s, 4, 5. We just need practice, okay? So that was H, and we said that H moves it what? From left or right. Is that correct? Left or right, okay. So then we now land on this one. Did you write this one in your notes? Okay, write this one on top of your graph paper. Turn to one of the sides of the graph paper where you have 4 different coordinate planes. Write it at the top. G of x equals f of x minus h plus k. And then for k, we're going to put a little arrow on the side pointing up and down. For up, put a little plus sign. For down, put a minus sign. Now this is where some of you are going to get confused with the H. Look up to the screen. I'm going to change the color to blue so you guys can distinguish. H goes to the right when it's a positive number being substituted in there. Let me repeat that again. H moves a function to the right when it's a positive number being substituted in there. So let me ask you a question. Let's say, watch. Hold on. So I have some blanks here. Look up to the screen. I have this blank, which is for what? H. And I have this blank, which is for what? K. Are we there so far? So don't copy this. I'm just clarifying. So let's say I wanted to move the function up. I just write a number here, a positive number. Is that correct? So watch. I'm going to write my favorite number, which is 23, Michael Jordan. So how many steps am I going up? 23 steps. Is that correct? All right. Next, if I wanted to go to the right, 8 steps, what number do I need to substitute in here for H, everyone? Positive 8. Is that correct? If I want to go to the right. But let's say I wanted to go to the left. What kind of number do I need to substitute in here? A negative. So let's say I wanted to go negative 3 steps. So I substitute negative 3. Pay attention to this part. Watch. Therefore, this becomes g of x equals f equals x. Negative times the negative is a positive. So this one is going up 23 steps and 3 steps to the what? To the left. Is everybody seeing this? Trying to clarify this before we get crazy with graphing right now. What number did I substitute in here into the form? A negative 3. Does everybody see that? What is negative times the negative that's already in there in the form? Notice that the negative is part of the form. It doesn't move. It's there. So in order to go to the left, I need to substitute what kind of number? A negative. So I substituted a negative 3. So it changes this to plus 3. So be careful with this, okay? So let's try this before I get started with graphing. Look up to the screen. Let's say I gave you, don't copy this, start with this one. Tell your neighbor where we're moving the function according to that. Where are we moving it? Time it. Where are we moving it? Up 3. Okay, we got that one. Next, according to this one, where are we moving now the graph? Tell your neighbor, where are we moving the graph according to that? Pass someone, Jaime. Julian. To the right. Hands if you agree with that. That is correct because it's a positive 4. Some of you are like, wait a minute, Mr. Q. Well, let me show you again. Isn't this our form? Hold on. That's our form, right? What's already inside of the parentheses? A negative. That's there. There it is. So therefore, what is H? H is positive 4. Yes? So that means we're moving to the right. Okay, let's do another one. Oh my goodness. All right, talk about it neighbor. Let them know where we're moving that one. Where are we moving that one? And I saw Autumn raising her hand, and she's already got it. Let's go, Autumn. All right, turn to your neighbor. Let them know where are we moving that one. Julian, pass someone. Gio. It's going down 2 steps and to the left 5 steps. Hands if you see that. That is correct. Let's do another one. G of x equals f of x plus 3. And that's it. Tell your neighbor what's happening to that function. Talk it with your neighbor. Gio, pass someone? Who? Can't hear. This one to the left? 3 steps? Okay. How about if there's no number here? What happens? It stays. It doesn't either go up or down. That is correct. All right. So now that we clarify that, let's go to our first graph paper. Let's go. Let me zoom in a little bit. It says, copy that one on the top left. Example, Michael Jordan Q. Graph f of x equals x squared. Then transform the graph f of x minus 9, f of x plus 6, f of x plus 6, and f of x minus 8. So copy that. We're going to do this one together to make sure we got it. So just copy it, and then we're going to go over this one together. All right, here we go. Whenever they ask us to graph something, automatically think, look up, the domain that we're going to use is from -2 to 2. So write D bracket -2 to 2. That's going to be our bread and butter, guys, from now on. What does that mean, Mr. Q? That means that we need to make a table for this, at least so we can see the numbers. So we got x, f of x. So x, we said our domain is from what? -2 to 2. So we write -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now, for the sake of time, I'm only going to evaluate the first value. So I do f parentheses equals parentheses squared. So what's my first value? Negative 2. Left stays the same. So what is negative 2 squared? Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now imagine we substitute negative 1 in here. What is negative 1 squared? 1, 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. All right, let's graph that. Negative 2, 4. There's our first point. Negative 1, 1. 0, 0. 1, 1. 2, 4. All right. Graph your parabola. Arrows at the end. And the first one we always label what? F of x. So, with that said, we're done graphing the f of x. Oh, sorry. We're done graphing f of x. So I'm going to lower this a little bit. Here it goes. But now they want us to graph the green one. This is the transformation. Tell your neighbor what's going to happen to these 5 points according to that. What's going to happen to those 5 points? Whoop. According to that. What's going to happen to the 5 points according to that? All right, share with your neighbor what's going to happen to those points. All right, who went last? Was it Scarlett? Pass someone? All right, what's going to happen, Natalia Castro? So the question, she said, first I need to check if the number's inside of the parentheses or outside. Is this inside or outside the parentheses, guys? Outside, so that means that's going to move it in which direction? Down 9. So we go down 9 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The other ones also 9 steps, and the other ones also 9 steps. And we label this g of x. Why did it go down? Because the number is outside of the parentheses. Okay. With that said, tell your neighbor what's going to happen with this red one and graph the red one. All right, Natalia, pass on one. Julian, up 6. So all these go up 6. So to here, 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 and here. All right, not bad. Let's go to the blue one. Tell your neighbor what's going to happen now with that one. What are we going to do to the original f of x according to that blue one? All right, pass the one. Autumn. Left 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is correct. And we label that g of x. Make a little arrow here so you remember that goes left. And last but not least, tell your neighbor what happens to the original one according to that one. All right, pass the one, Autumn. Geo. right 8 times. So oh, 8. 8 steps to the right. Here, 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 and there. All right, not bad, not bad. Let me send you the screen so you can send me your notes. All right, just to double check our process. They gave us graph f of x equals x squared, then transform according to these 4 transformations. So what is the first thing we did? We said we think about the domain from -2 to 2. Okay, we got our table going from -2 to 2 for the domain, substituted values in here. That's how we got our f of x, or our range. We plotted our original f of x, and then we did our transformations. Okay. Take. With that said, bam! Let's go. Let's go to a new coordinate plane, the one to the right or to the left, wherever. Copy this one, example 23 MRQ. And I'm going to give you a head start for this one. It says graph f of x equals x squared, then transform and graph according to these 4 transformations. Yeah. All right. Copy and go. All right, Renzo. What domain are you using? What is it? -2 to 2. All right, so our table for the domain should have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. And now we need to find our f of x. So substitute that in here. So what is -2 squared? 4. -1 squared is 1, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, not bad. So -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, yeah. The last one is what? This one? Oh yeah, I did that on purpose. See if you're paying attention. It's a 4. -2, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. Good eye, Sarah. I see you. All right, so we label that f of x. All right, next. Let's look at this one. The red one. Tell your neighbor what's going to happen to that original one according to that red one, where we're going to move all 5 points. Then Gloria is going to enlighten us. Where are we moving all these 5 points? All right, Gloria, where are we moving it? Oh, I'm sorry? 7 to the right? 9 down. Hands if you got that. That is correct. 7 to the right, 9 down. Your graph should be down here. Let's go. Let's go with a green one. Martin, what are we doing with that one? Left 3 times, up 8. Left 3, up 8. Should be off the grid right there. Hands if you got that by yourself, up there. All right, not bad. Go with the blue one. Blue one. Who was next? Victoria, what do we do with the blue one? 4 times to the right and 3 up. 4 to the right, 3 up. That is correct. That's our g of x. All right, and last, yeah. Inside the blue one. To the, yeah, inside is 4. All right, and the last one, purple one. Where do we move this one? Let's go with Michelle. Where do we move this one to? Five to the left and 10 down. Hands, have you got that? That is correct. 5 to the left, 10 down. G of x. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this so far? Where are we at? 4, 5, 4, 5. This is going to be home play, by the way. Let me send you the screen so you can send me your notes, please. All right, we're going to stop right there. Those of you following on YouTube, get your practice in. Home play was at the beginning. See you guys next time. Peace.